Yo, we back. What's up, everybody, man? We back. Another episode of Neighborhood CEOs. Back like we forgot something. I'm John. If it's your first time listening, I got my man in here, my partner, my co-star, ride shotgun with me, man. Lionel, what you feeling like? What's happening?
Hey man, what's good, bro? I'm good, man. I'm doing good. What's this hump day? What is this Wednesday, man? So we making it through the week. So we're doing pretty good,
Yeah,
man. Yeah. It's been a long week, man. It's just been 3 days in, but it's been a long week.
I feel you, man.
Yeah,
Everything over this side, man. But
yeah.
shit, every episode, man. It's our fifth road trip. We like to call them
That's facts.
sometime, man. It's our
Yeah.
fifth session, and every time, man, I hit you with what's happening, everything cool, vice
Mm.
versa, man. But I mean, this is mental health awareness month, man. So
Mhm.
let's check in with each other, man. Like, what's really going on, man? How you really feeling?
Nah, man, it's facts, bro. That's a good question, man. Because like a lot of times we hit them, but I'm good. I'm good rolling, man. I'm
Yeah,
blessed by the best. Can't
yeah.
complain, man.
All them slogans, man.
Yeah, man. But no, it's a good one, yo. I think that a lot of times we don't really put that in perspective when somebody really asks us that question. But now I could definitely be better and I could be worse, right? Another
Yeah,
saying, right?
yeah. Yes, sir.
You feel me? But nonetheless, man, no, this is like I said, bro. It's been a long week. One of my kiddos, they've been sick, man. A little asthma acting up on them. So we've been in the doctor this week. Work has been working, and
Yeah.
everything else in between. So just like I said, man, just could be worse, could be better. Definitely trying to get to the weekend. Looking forward to a little holiday weekend for sure. So hey, keep an eye on the prize, man. But I'm ultimately, man, I'm good, man. Yeah, I'm definitely good, man.
Yeah.
How about
Yeah.
yourself?
Hey, man. Well, hey, I must say, I'm cool. I'm cool, man. I don't really, like I said, we talked about that earlier, man. How kind of that's what we do. I say we, put the quotes around we. That's what we do, man. But I don't really think about it too much when somebody asks me that question. But since we trying to focus on that a little bit, man, I would say, man, I'm good, man. But I'm anxious a little bit, man. Like I wanna kind of know what's next, man. We kind of in a space where we trying something new. You got the everyday things going on, man. Kids, they good, man. They thriving. They in school getting ready to wind down.
Yeah.
You know, family, moms, pops, everybody good, man. But as far as me, yeah, I'm just ready for what's around the corner, man. So you try to stay present, try to stay in the moment, try to control what you can control, as they more sayings, what they say, control what you can control.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
yeah, man, I ain't stressing. I ain't stressing about nothing, man. Check my account, it ain't empty. I can swipe it a couple more times, man. So yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. But that's one thing I guess we'll start off, man. And every day, man, is people out there, like you said, man. That's what we do. In passing, man, we dap up. What's up, man? What's good? Everybody good? I ain't never had a person tell me they wasn't good. In my 39 years, I ain't never had a
Yeah.
a, a friend or a partner or a stranger really even tell me, like, actually they wasn't good if I asked them how they doing. And to tell the truth, I wasn't really asking them to really know. A lot of times I ain't asking them to really know that anyway. It's just a common thing we used to doing,
Yeah.
that you just get used to. You say that and you ain't even looking for a response. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's something we gotta. I guess we gotta fix it. We gotta work on it, or we gotta be mindful of it. But it's definitely it's definitely a cliche, really. If you ask me, it's something that
Mhm.
we should be mindful of it, though. You know,
Yeah.
it definitely should be mindful of it. If you do, when somebody does ask you that, man, if you feel like that person is a person you could confide in, a person you could express your real feelings to, man, then if you ain't good, or if you could been better, or if you need a hand, you need an ear or an arm around you, whatever it might be, man, you should definitely try as best you can to, express that.
Nah, bro, you that's real. You said a key thing and it really stood out to me, being mindful of it. 'Cause a lot of times when we get real like autopilot and we're not real mindful of where we are
Mm-hmm. Yep.
on both sides of that, you know, asking the person how you doing, we're in autopilot, 'cause we're not really thinking about that question.
Yep.
And then on the other side of that, man, autopilot in the sense of hearing that question and just kind of going with it, ain't even think about being vulnerable enough to give you what's
Mm-hmm.
really going on with you. So, yeah, man, it's a good one though, because it's hard to be
Yep.
vulnerable and open up to people. I
Yeah.
mean, I got guys, I feel like someone that could be to my position and who
Mm-hmm.
and what I do. I'm a therapist, so
Yeah.
I think I do encounter people who may be a little bit more vulnerable at times,
Yeah.
but I do think it's a certain level of closeness too,
Mm-hmm.
because you go out in the open and like you said, let's say I go to the barber shop, that's about 20 daps before I'm out there. All right.
Yeah.
And so so I'm not really, you know, you know, I probably won't be that that much in the mind frame of connecting
Yeah.
with somebody on where they are. And but uh but no, I agree, bro. We gotta fix it. I think we gotta get better at being vulnerable with one another and not being afraid to share where we are and our everyday struggle, because it is a struggle, regardless of how well you're living.
Yep.
Like you said, on the level of, man, I need to I'm trying to deal with this anxiety about what's next.
Yeah.
That could be on the mental too much, and it could, interfere with other areas. So all in all, it's definitely something we got to get better at for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
Yeah. I agree, man. And then you, like you said, man, that's your field you in. So you're a little bit more schooled and more well versed in how to handle that. But versus before you was doing that, or when you're not on the
Mhm.
job, if somebody was to ask you, if you were to ask somebody that like out in the street, or I mean, of course, your family is a little bit easier, but somebody you ain't expecting it from, if they were to tell you,
Mhm.
they were to hit you with that, like when you hit them with that dap and say, "How you
Yeah.
doing?" Or as the boss, that Miss Unique, the editor, she says that she would say, "How's it going?" Because
Mhm.
somebody asks you, "How's it going?" You got to
Mhm.
think. You can't just say, "I'm good," because that
Yeah.
ain't that ain't what they asked you. So,
Right.
but if
Right. Right.
somebody asks you, how's it going or how you doing, if you ask somebody that and they tell you, um, man, I got it rough, man, or man, shit, I feel like shit, or I
Mhm.
feel, I'm depressed. Are you? I know I'm really not, but maybe you are. But I ain't really off top, depending on who it is, and maybe it don't matter who it is. I ain't really know if I'm ready to even have a conversation with them because I'm so used to just but hit them with and the hand off and keep it moving,
Yeah.
man. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I know maybe you are, but for anybody else, what's that like for when if you are hit with that, man? What you do?
Nah, great question, bro. I mean, I think the big part, man, is just listening. I think
Yeah.
a lot of times we don't really listen enough to people. Oh, I would
Hmm.
say, let me back up. I don't feel like people got somebody that listens to them in their life.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, people just won't be heard. And
Hmm.
so I say, like to say, if you are hit with that, how to, like we're saying, how to respond to it. I
Yeah.
think, it's sometimes, man, people just need a listening ear. Sometimes they need a hug.
Yeah.
Sometimes they need, bro, I got you. It's all good.
Hmm.
Whatever that is, man, forget that. You're gonna be able to get through. A little bit
Yeah.
of motivation, a little bit of a push. Um, and but I think a lot of the parts that a lot of us miss is the empathy
Yeah.
and being able to put ourselves in somebody else's shoes. So without empathy, you ain't gonna feel nothing for that person. And
Yeah.
you like, man, they got it messed up, and I'm going about my day. I'm
Yeah.
rolling, right? But you ain't
Yeah.
even thinking twice, damn, what that person going through.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I think it is a very conscious thing, especially with this world being so much more sensitive to mental health these days. I feel
Hmm.
like there's more mental health awareness than anything. But I think people are they still stigmatize mental health
Yeah.
as being crazy or being something more than
Yeah.
than
Off.
yeah, you
Yeah.
off, that you ain't right,
Yeah.
that boy ain't right. That boy ain't right. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That
Yeah.
girl, man, she crazy as hell. You know what I mean? Like we got all of
Yeah.
these sayings we say about
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
They ain't wrapped too tight, and
All
you
that.
put these, you put these stigmas on mental health. and it has this negative connotation to it, to a point where people won't get the help they need to address their situations. Because a big part of mental health, a lot of the times we don't even factor. There's a lot of things that's normalized in the Black community, and I would just say not Black, just color, but also in the poor community.
Yeah.
It's I think there's a lot of things that's normalized. I'll be real with you, man. I didn't know until I got in this profession that having a 6-pack a day is like you got a problem. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I was so
Yeah.
used to seeing that growing up. I didn't
Yeah.
even think twice. That's normal,
Yeah. Yeah.
Sit back. I'm gonna grab two double deuces.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna call I'm gonna call it a night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
So nah, man. But I think that's what we do to mask whatever we got going on in the mental.
Mm-hmm.
We find these escapes to deal and cope, and yeah, man. So
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true, man. Yeah, but yeah, you're right about that, man. Because I mean, I ain't really think about that either. Like you're saying about the drinking, and some people say, "Oh, I just have a glass of wine or whatever."
Sure.
So I guess it's a it's kind of tricky, but you're right about that. Like if you gotta have like that get off from work, that hard hat job, when you
Yeah,
clock out
yeah,
and you got it in your lap on the way home, then,
yeah,
then you're right. You know what I mean? If you can't make it
yeah,
to the crib to have it, then you
bro.
might gotta check on that, man. But
Yeah, yeah. And I'll be
yeah, but
real, bro.
definitely.
I've been there before. I had to stop by the store before I got to the crib, and I'm bucking them on the way home. Like I've been there before, so I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Whatever was going on at that time is like, you know
Yeah.
what? Let me get
Yeah.
this and let me get that and let's ride. And I don't recommend that at all. But I
Yeah.
think at
Yeah.
the same time, it's a lot of times we cope with our life circumstances based on what we saw.
Yeah. That's
And
what I was gonna ask you. I was gonna
yeah.
ask you, is that something, if you think about it now, did you really got it? Is that really what you really had to have? Or you just saw it, you just your surrounding, or just the
Mhm,
partners? Because that's what I felt like. Because I mean,
mhm, mhm,
I ain't really a drinker, and I really
mhm,
don't even, and especially a beer drinker. So I remember when back when we was doing whatever, I would think like, people just knocking them. And I'm thinking like, damn, how they doing this, man? Like I can't even get, it's taking me forever to get one down. So I used
yeah,
to think
yeah.
like, I admit, but I just felt like I did it once or twice. You grab something on your way. But I'm like, man, shit, I don't need
This
this.
ain't me.
You know what I mean? But you know what I mean?
Nah,
I
bro.
might have had another type of issue, with something
Yeah,
else, the way I dealt with it.
yeah,
But yeah, man, that's definitely
yeah.
that's a problem. That's a problem. If you got it in your lap and
Oh
you ain't even
yeah.
got home yet, yeah, you gotta check that out, man. But
Nah,
you know
but
what
you
I mean?
know
But
what,
like
man? Go
everybody got
ahead.
that. So
Nah,
whatever your
facts.
vice is,
Whatever
everybody
it
got it.
is.
Yeah, yeah,
But a lot of times it starts out as something to have fun with,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's something to have fun with, but then it morphs into,
yeah, yeah.
oh man, I need to escape from this situation. I
Mm-hmm.
felt good the last time I did it, or I felt relaxed, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever the case may
Yeah,
be. Let me go back to that thing
yeah,
that
yeah.
made me feel good. And
Yeah,
that's like,
coping
yeah, that's
mechanism.
it. That's it. Whether
Mm-hmm.
it's to feel good or to have a good time, or if it's to, feel better and
Yeah,
not feel as bad as you do. So you got to be careful, man, because there's substances, man. They what they do, they suffocate it, right?
yeah.
Put a muzzle on it. Really,
Mask it.
you mask it, right? It's not going nowhere. It's still there. It's gonna
Yep.
be there when you come back down or come from wherever you
Yeah.
at, wherever you
Yeah.
are. It's gonna be right
Yep.
there waiting on you.
Yeah, man.
And so nah, man, it's real, man. So just kind of being able to better deal with it, your stress, man. It's key. It's key, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, man. I feel that. Well, so like what I would ask, man, is why, if I don't know if back then when you doing that or when I'm doing what I was doing, or anybody that's out here, dealing with any type of mental issue, depression, anxiety, if you feel a certain way and let's say for, I can't find a better word, you fucked up, why can't you, why we can't, why can't you admit that? Or why can't,
Yeah.
when somebody do ask you, when I just asked you, we just do this. Like I said, this the fifth time we did it,
Yeah.
and every time I hit you with the same thing. hit me with the same thing. But then when we spun it around the second time, you thought about it, I thought about it. We had different answers. So why we couldn't have did that the first time? So why people can't say maybe you didn't think I was looking for that, and we here supposed to be we ain't expert. We here trying to spread some wisdom, some knowledge,
Yeah.
some advice, just life experience, and we couldn't even say it. So how can a person that we ain't rocket scientists, but we both got degrees, we both can call ourselves we ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, but we ain't the dullest either. So why people can't just be real and admit, man, like, hey, shit, man, I'm doing bad today, man. I'm gonna need you to carry me tonight, man, because I ain't really got it. Or man, I had a hell of a day at work, man. Shit, you got a minute, man? You got a minute to talk? Or why can't people
Yeah.
do that?
Well, I can't speak for everybody, but I say for me personally, why it's
Yeah,
probably hard for me to do that.
yeah,
Um, it's kind of like not allowing people in, man, keeping people at a certain length, because I feel like if you give somebody too much information, right, they could weaponize it, they could use it against you. Um, and so I think a lot of times, we kind of can use certain, or we can be in a certain space where we don't trust people, we don't trust situations, and I think it's a
yeah,
subconscious thing. It's not even something I think that you probably tapping into, or I'm tapping
mhm,
into to say, nah, I ain't gonna give you that. I think
yeah,
it's just
yeah,
something we're accustomed to always be on defense, to always be skeptical. Or at the same time, it's like we want to forget too. We don't want to
mhm,
tap into what we're going through.
yeah,
Like you talk about, that anxiety, man. Having anxiety about your kid being sick is all, it's that shit crazy, man. You sitting there watching
yeah,
them while they sleep, like, like,
yeah,
hey, good,
yeah, yeah,
and it, minor to major, So I
yeah,
think sometimes it's just like the acknowledgement can be scary, the putting it out there can be scary sometimes, and I think sometimes it's just kind of more of this subconscious thing that we're not even really tapping into to say, yo, yeah, bro, I'm messed up.
yeah. I'm going
It
through
may take a couple drinks. It may take some other substances to open up and say, yeah, yo, I'm
it.
I'm, I'm effed up right now, man. Things ain't the same. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
you know, you know.
yeah, hell yeah,
Things are tough right now. So I think sometimes we get caught in that mindset where, we need something to kind of open us up a little bit instead of just being open and
hmm
allowing other people in and just being able to talk about your stuff,
yeah,
and so yeah, man, I think that's a big part, and I can kind of speak to that personally for myself. What I've noticed
hmm
about myself, just in just exchanges and interactions with people, is just like, all right, man, I'm gonna just give you this and keep it moving. Let's keep it
yeah,
on the surface. You feel me?
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's for sure, man. And
Yeah.
I guess, and that's crazy, man, because hey, you a therapist, man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hey, you got to be able to deal with. Of course, everybody got issues. The damn, the lady you
Mm-hmm.
talk to while you sit on the couch, she
Yeah.
got issues. But you know what I'm
Right.
saying. But you gotta at least you should be able, and you saying that you able to admit that and address that and speak on that, because if you can't do that, then you might not be even doing your clients, your customers no justice, man. If you can't, what I'm saying? Of course, you can compartmentalize it, you can separate it to do your
Yeah.
job, but the fact that you can say that and you can at least, what I'm saying, admit that, that's big, man, and that's major though. But for me, I guess why I wouldn't do it, because I'm damn sure I don't know if I ever did it. Not
Yeah.
off the
Yeah.
not off the jump anyway. Not off of like I'm looking. Some people you could just tell. If you think
Yeah.
about it, some people like waiting for you to ask them. Like been looking for you all day, man. Like nigga, I need this.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
just waiting for you to ask me how I'm doing, man. Let me
yeah,
tell you about it.
yeah,
So for me, I guess it's more my reason would be you don't want to show no weakness,
yeah.
and you don't want to show weakness. And for me, man, I never been like I didn't even know. I mean, I knew what you did, but I didn't know
Mhm,
you was actually like a therapist. That's what you called it. I just know you
mhm.
was in the mental health, social work, that type of
Yeah,
space. But hey, I never been to therapy. I ain't even I won't say I'm not a proponent of it because I know, that's the way we are, the way the world is, and that's
Mm-hmm.
beneficial to people. But for me, I'm just a person like I deal with it by myself. Now I ain't had something that took me over so bad that I couldn't handle it. Not that I'm
Yeah.
aware of, but for me, man, I just is for not to want to show no weaknesses, man. Not wanting to, like you said, not want to let people in. And I'm always like, I can work through it or I'll figure it
Mm-hmm.
out. You know what I mean? So I guess I got my own ways that I could cope with it. I like, get by myself, you know what I'm saying, think about it. You might try to do something. I ain't gonna go get a six pack, but
Right.
I might watch something, I might turn something on, I might listen to something, I guess maybe my form of therapy could be something like this, a podcast. Now it's my own. But before that, I could go listen to somebody else tell me something. And, that just, it's still all a distraction though, because whatever you listen to, you still got to come back when it's over, when that
And
song
deal
cut
with your
off,
stuff.
when
Yeah.
when that podcast over with, you can play it back if you want to, but when you're done, you still gotta, you gotta address whatever's bothering you. So, but yeah, definitely, I definitely ain't, I'm definitely sensitive to it, man, more than I ever was, man, because you just can see, man, there's so much out here, social media. There's so much stuff out here, man, that, you know, it can take you under, man. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of like such a lot of stress. It's a lot of, like for kids, back when we was in we were in school, you might have somebody tease you, they might bully you, but hey, you're gonna handle it. You're gonna try, you're gonna do what you do. You go home, you talk to your parents about it. You got friends. But now, man, it's so much worse now because I don't know if kids different or the world. I guess the world around everybody is different, man, because it's vicious out here now, man. So I guess it's the same stuff that we had going on back then, but it's just magnified, man, because now they got labels for everything got a label, everything got a title, and a lot more crazy stuff happening now than it did before, or at least we got the social media to see it, man. I don't remember too many, um, people suicides back when I was in high school. I don't remember all that stuff, which
Nah,
I didn't
man, me
have
neither.
Twitter, I didn't have Instagram to see all this shootings in school, but I don't remember that. So it got to be something that switched up or that changed up in the last however many years because it's definitely different out here, man. So you gotta take it serious, man.
Mm-hmm. Nah, that's a good point, man. I think over the last 30 years, right?
Hmm.
I've been out of high school about 20, so might as well throw an extra 10. Let's say the last 25. Let's do the last
Yeah,
25, right?
yeah.
So that puts me right there, middle school, or uh,
Hmm.
shoot, my freshman year in high school.
Yeah,
So yeah, you're right, man. I mean, I didn't witness that at all. Suicide. I don't even really think I was very. I mean, the main thing we seen, man, was car accidents. People
yeah.
killing themselves
That's
in car
it.
accidents, some
Yep,
accidental type stuff.
yep,
At least that's what I think it was accidental. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure it was.
yeah,
But car accidents was like the thing
yeah. That
that
was
I
big.
grew up
Yeah, that was big
grew up
around
being
here. Yeah,
being
yeah.
afraid of.
Hmm.
Like man, like you talk about anxiety, bro. Like
Yeah,
it took me a long time to get out of that mentality. So, but in terms of what you're saying, nah, man, I don't think I was really introduced to that. Oh man, and maybe some celebrities or something of that sort.
yeah.
Um, of course, you definitely see famous people all over committing suicide or dying
Hmm.
by suicide. So those are some things that I think I've witnessed. But I would say to fast forward, man, it has been more of a prevalent thing. And plus, I'm in that field, right? So I've
Yeah,
been introduced to it, man, probably since the early 2000s. Since I've
yeah.
been in I would say more the later 2000s since I've been in the mental health field and
Hmm.
experiencing that and seeing that, um, working in inpatient hospitals and working in prisons and whatnot. So
Yeah.
just kind of seeing that on a whole nother level, man, where it's
Hmm.
succeeding, people are succeeding and people are failing at their attempts and having to, work with them all the way up, man. So I've definitely seen a whole lot on that side of things over the last, I would say I've been doing this now for about 16, 17 years now. So yeah, man. So been definitely seeing that, but I definitely think as the awareness piece of it all, it wasn't there. Like you said, growing up, that wasn't something that was
Nah.
even thought about. I didn't know what therapy was, bro, until
Nope.
I
Mental
think
health. Or mental
or
health.
mental any of was thing. I'd be 100%. I really didn't even know when I even got into social work. I wanted this to be a business owner. I wanted to have a group home. Like I wanted to work in. Um, I worked at Elk Hill out in Goochland,
Yeah.
VA,
Yeah.
right? So worked out there, and my aunt Margaret was out there, so she got us a job as a mentors. And so once I got a taste of that, I was like, "Yo, this kind of, I mean, this is an awesome vision," And so I kind of ran with it, and from there, uh, my mentality just stuck on that. And then till I had my kid, I had my
Yeah.
first kid, my senior year of college, junior. My Jasmine was pregnant junior year. She had her my
Yeah.
senior year,
Yeah.
and one of my classmates come into class was like, "Hey, I just got this job doing mental health work for after school day treatment program, right?"
Mm.
And so she saw my everything she was learning. I'm like, "Yo, put me on," and the rest is history.
Yeah.
So I say all that to say, I didn't really know about the mental health side of things from that lens,
Yeah.
or what went into a group home. I just seen it as behavior. I
Yeah.
ain't understanding mental health capacity component to that.
Yeah.
So that opened up a whole nother world. You start to really understand why people do what they do, so forth, so
Yeah.
forth, so forth, so on. So but man, I wish my mom would have threw my ass in some therapy as a kid, man. On surreal, man.
Hell yeah.
Just being able to understand your feelings and what you feeling, and not suppressing things. And I think at the end of the day, therapy can, if you're unaware of your stuff and you're just like doing things to cope with life. Oh
Yeah.
man, it took me to about my age 30 years, till I was about 30 some years old, 31, 32, before I went to therapy for the first time.
Yeah.
And it took a major life event for me to do that. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, like, for anyone out there, don't wait until something pop up. You know what I mean? Look
Yeah.
into that. If you feel like there's things you got to work through, it's always a good place to just have a sounding board, have a
Mm-hmm.
place where you can talk about different things from your past, present, or even the future, things you're afraid of as well, man. So therapy is a place where it's confidential. You don't got to worry about nobody telling your business.
Yeah.
You know, I think
Yeah.
that's a
That's
big
big.
part.
That's
That's
big.
a big part, man. A big
Mm-hmm.
part of it. A lot of times we don't go to people because we don't want them to tell our business.
That's
And
it.
especially for places where we're from. Where
Yeah.
secrecy is so scarce, right? It's not.
Yeah.
You really don't get it a whole lot.
Nah,
So
man.
yeah, man.
Nah,
Yeah,
for sure, man. And we talking about it, man. We on the sad tip of it, but
yeah.
another thing, which that's what it's that's a part of it. But another thing, man, you can say we're talking about, verse expressing, what you feel like to somebody or not being afraid to do it. But another thing, man, is you can use that mental health piece positively too. You know what I mean? It ain't gotta be always depressing. It ain't gotta be
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the all way left, suicidal thoughts, or they ain't got to be that. It can be, part of like what we try to do, man. It can be, motivational, man. You can approach somebody with some on the other from the other side, like, you know, if you say what's up and they say how you doing, and they say, oh, I'm cool, man, I'm good. Hey, if you see that's a younger person, older person, tell them, hey man, you look good today, man. Shit, you know what I'm saying? You got your cut,
Mm-hmm.
you got that
Yeah,
fresh line. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
People, I don't really know how it's just certain stuff you can say, man. Especially like a stranger or a person that a person you talk to every day, it's a little bit different because they know you. But a
Mm-hmm.
person that you ain't as familiar with, but if you just say, man, hey, I like that shirt, man. I like that
Mm-hmm.
hat. You know what I'm saying? People, I done seen them, man. People just, they don't even know. They light up. They
Mm-hmm.
take off. You don't know what they had going on. You know what they was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You in the elevator. I mean, people do that to me a lot, man. Something you got on, a shoe. So now I try to, be mindful. If I see somebody,
Yeah.
I don't know you, so I ain't a hater. I ain't gonna hate. I don't even know you. But if I see
Uh,
somebody with some shoes that I had, or a pair of kicks, I might ask them, man. And sometimes I might just do it to be funny. But I'm not going to let them know that. I might say, man, like, where you get that jacket at, man?
Mm-hmm.
And they say, oh man, this is blah. This came from such and such. You know, I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that joint right there. So,
Oh
you
yeah,
know, you can do that. You know what I'm saying? That
yeah.
don't cost you nothing to,
Be
you know, to
counted.
do that. You know, it don't cost you nothing to do that. And you don't know what you did, what you do for somebody by giving them that. I was watching, I think it just came out today. If anybody's seen it, if you ain't seen it, the pivot, they got DeMar DeRozan on there. And he was like the first one in the NBA, like due to mental health, to come out and say that he suffered from it and this and that. But I watched it today. It's a good episode, man. If anybody ain't seen it, listen to it or go watch it. But I mean, it's crazy. He's probably made $200-300 million, and he was talking about how, you know, he was suffering from it pretty much like from when he's at home, people pulling at him, asking him for stuff, and he just get overwhelmed to him. And he was talking about it, but he was saying that he had a game, and somebody just a random person, he was warming up for the game, and a random guy ran up on him and told him like, "Hey man, you saved my son from committing suicide by you telling your story." So I mean, he said like pretty much that fucked him up. Like he was getting ready. This before he played a game on this random night. But like you said, he didn't do nothing on purpose for him. He was speaking for himself, letting everybody know what he go through. And you know what I'm saying? Look what that did. I'm sure that's just one person, but I'm sure it's a lot of people. Like, damn, he got problems. You know what I'm saying? He out here scoring 25 a night. He got all the money in the world, man. You know what I'm saying? He can drive whatever he want. He can go wherever he want. So it ain't exclusive to a poor person. It ain't exclusive to a black person, a white person, man. It'll knock on anybody's door, man.
Nah, it will. And a lot of times, people who battling mental health, they want relatability. They want to see.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be able to feel like they're not alone. That they're not the only ones going. So I can definitely appreciate people being more vocal about their
Yeah.
challenges because it takes a lot of strength to admit that. Like you said earlier, a lot of times it could signify weakness, and
Yep.
especially for men. I feel like men in general can just be very prideful and needing to feel strong, big and strong.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of times it's a front, it's a mask, right? We got to keep like you you look
Yeah.
at I mean they've been running The Mask lately. The movie The Mask with Jim
Yeah.
Carrey.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy, right? But it's like a mask within the mask, right? Because the mask you are who you are without the mask.
Mm-hmm.
You put the mask on, and then it's turning you to a whole nother person.
Yeah.
But it's turning you to who you really are. And
Yeah. Yeah.
so
That's
mask
it.
is bringing out who you are at heart.
That's
And
it.
I can't watch anything without trying to break that shit down on a whole nother level. Man. I'd be 100%.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
nonetheless, man, we men walk around with so many masks, and I'm not saying women are excluded from this conversation either, right? Because
Yeah. Yeah.
I think sometimes women can be very prideful as well and not go get the help and
Mm-hmm.
or talk to people. But there's a lot of celebrities coming out. I think I see Method Man on I think it was 7 p.m. in Brooklyn with Mello and Mero on a podcast, and he was talking about how he's been battling depression too, and he'll just break down certain things that that he does regularly.
Yeah.
Let's say just working out, for example.
Yep.
And the main thing is that you got to keep pushing. His whole message, like, yo, you got to keep moving. Just kind of be hopeful that things will improve. One of the key things about a lot of, especially depression, it's hope. You don't have hope. You're hopeless. So you don't think your tomorrows are better than your todays. So a
Yeah.
lot of people struggle with seeing the big picture. And
Yep.
so I say all that to say, man, like, it's great that celebrities are speaking out because people gotta like, yo, I'm not alone in this fight. I'm not
Yep.
alone out here. And and the fact that people can be kind enough to share their story or just be kind enough to give compliments, that can mean the world, man. It's nothing like on a random day, someone
Mm-hmm.
hold the door open for you and give you a compliment, or someone say, "Bro, I love them shoes, man. Where you get them shoes?"
That's it.
You
That's
walk
it.
around feeling good,
And
chest
it's
all
and
out.
it's easy,
You
man.
know,
And it's easy to
it's
do that.
easy. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
easy. It's
Yeah.
easy. A lot of times we get caught into our own mess and we're not mindful, right? Going through it. We
Yep.
autopilot.
Mm-hmm.
We sit in that thing, putting in an autopilot, and we just going through life
Going through the
cycle,
motions, man.
going through the motion. Yep.
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 Yep. But I think It's bad though. It's kind of sad though. But like you just said, you like the celebrities is doing that. So
Mm-hmm.
just think about people that influence us. So
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, Jay-Z put the jersey on. We wore the jersey.
Yeah.
Kanye put the polo on. We wore the polo.
Yeah.
Jay-Z put the all black on. Shit, I was trying to find everything. I ain't find too much, but I tried to put
Yeah.
black leather jacket, let your hair grow,
Yeah.
whatever. So
Yeah.
now they tell us, which is kind of it make people kind of go extra with it. Hopefully people ain't abusing it. But now they telling us it's cool to say we not cool. So now that's what people are doing, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's good though. But it's good, but it's bad because like, damn, man, we gotta be so like influenced. And we gotta
Do
be led
things.
by somebody. Like everybody gotta.
Yeah.
I guess that's just the way it go, man. Because everybody, you know, man, it's stuff I like. We keep going back to shoes, clothes, but it's stuff that I put my own stuff together, but I always see something somewhere that'll say, "Damn, I like that. I can take that, right? I like that jacket, or I'm gonna go ahead and get those." You know, so but it's good that you like you said that
Yeah.
they
That's real
doing that
talk.
because that's giving people like, well, damn, if DeMar DeRozan messed up, shit, I mean, it ain't bad for me to say I'm messed up, or if I don't want if Kanye, if whoever it is, you know what I mean. But you got to watch it. You got to look at each
Yeah.
instance for what it is. But just
Yeah.
they making it cool to not be cool, not say you good. It's not frowned upon no more. Like when we was younger, if you say you depressed or you a sucker and you hey stop crying, you know what I'm saying, tighten up. So, it's good that everything evolved, everything,
Mm-hmm.
it's not taboo like it used to be. So I
Yeah.
guess that's a good thing, man. But like I said, it's bad that we gotta have somebody, people gotta have somebody show them that it's cool to say something like that or to feel like that. But on the other hand, it's good, man, because hey, people got a lot of issues out here, man. So,
Yeah.
whatever you need to get you out your box and what I'm saying, get out here and get you the assistance you need, then hey, that's the way it gotta go.
Nah, facts, right. Nah, but I think that's a good point, man. Like the influencers are they're using their gift for good.
Yeah,
And that's a superpower, right? You can
yeah,
influence masses of people
yeah.
to actually seek mental health treatment, or oh
Hmm.
wow, man, DeMar DeRozan going through this and he did that and he's still doing
Kevin
this. Oh,
Love,
yeah,
Kevin Love too.
Kevin, yeah, right, right,
It's almost like
yeah,
it's set up like a black dude from
mm-hmm.
Compton. Now it's almost like somebody put him out there. Somebody just planted him. A
Sure,
black dude from Compton, and
yeah,
at the same time, a white beach boy basketball player
mm-hmm.
from California, from the other part of California. They
Mm-hmm.
both, so everybody got somebody to go to look
Go
at.
to
You
identify
know what I
with.
mean?
That's
Then
right.
you look in a
Yeah.
different field, acting or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
so I think they genuine about it, man. But it make
Mm-hmm.
you think
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. But hey, it's definitely a real issue. So yeah, it's good that people got somebody to what I'm saying to make it easy to jump off the porch with it.
No, facts, facts. So I think, yeah, absolutely, absolutely, man, and be able to maintain it, right? Because I mean, we can easily. I think you just brought up Kanye, right? And like we can easily look at him as the scary part of mental health. Very
Yeah,
erratic,
yeah,
irrational,
man.
impulsive guy, right? And like we can look at that and like, man, I don't want to relate to that. Like that's not something
Yeah,
that I want to look up to or be
yeah,
influenced by somebody that's running through life with no eyebrows.
yeah.
Like, all right, I see you,
Yeah,
player. You
yeah,
good?
yeah,
All right, man. You need anything? That type
yeah,
of thing, right? You see
yeah.
that. That's where you at with it. Like, nah, I ain't
Hmm.
really on that. But I see
Yeah,
DeMar Rose and Kevin Love. All right, they still hooping. They still take care of themselves. They look good. Like that's something
yeah,
that you definitely buy into. And but no, man, I think it's something that you gotta definitely find ways and find your outlet, and also look. Sometimes it's okay to look to other people for
yeah,
guidance and advice,
yeah,
and I think that's why therapy tends to be as effective as it does, because most I would say most therapists, and I would say good therapists, they have lived experiences that helps them be more helps them understand where a lot of people are, and not saying every experience someone goes through a therapist has been through it, but it gives them at least another layer of insight and wisdom. Oh, this how I got out of my stuff. This can help
yeah,
be this is, and not giving advice either, but the whole process, because the real thing around this is like around therapy is being, uh, if I can go to a therapist and get what I can get from you, then I don't need that
Mm-hmm.
therapist. So the therapist does
Yeah.
have to bring something different and fresh to the
Yeah. Yeah.
table than
Yeah.
just shooting the shit and like, hey, how you doing? What's good? Everything all right?
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely, man. So we will so since that's what we on that topic, man, we on the, that's that's what's going on. It should be all the time every month, but it's particularly this month, man. We're gonna give us, I think last week we gave some keys out, man. So then
Yeah.
we're gonna pull some keys out again, man, for this topic, man. We'll say, you know, it's just just some stuff you take with you. You can hey, say, nah, that ain't for me, or I do it this way, or I do it that way. But
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
us, these are gonna be what we would recommend, or what we come up for amongst ourselves, that we can, to help us deal with whatever it's a bad day, whether it's anxiety, whether it's just, man, when you just ain't yourself, man. Just a few things that we would use,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll let you jump off the first one, or you got something before that, before we get
Nah,
into it, man.
I can lead into it. And I was just going to add to that, man, that this is not this is, like you said, this is our list, and this is not the complete list. This is just a couple keys, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
In no
so
in no order, man. In no
in no
order.
order, facts,
Yeah.
facts. At least this can get you started. And so just like you said, just jumping right into this, man. The first thing I feel like is a major key. I don't want to sound like DJ Khaled out here, man. We got the keys, right? But that
Mm-hmm.
should keep ringing in my head.
Yeah.
But man, you got to face your problems. Got to face your problems. And
Mm-hmm.
I often reference, the only way out is through.
Yeah.
So you gotta definitely go through whatever you facing, whatever you're going through. So if it is anxiety, you gotta face it. If it is depression, you gotta face it. You gotta deal with it. You gotta cope with it. You gotta find ways through it. A lot of times with certain things, you gotta be able to ride the wave. And life is just that. It's highs and lows. I ain't never met a person, ain't never had no low, and ain't never had no high.
Yeah.
But it's all perspective too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes I can have highs and lows, but all I can have perspective for is all I do is
Yeah.
win. Man,
Yeah.
Khaled is ringing in my head, right?
All you
So
do is lose, so you can feel the opposite
right,
way.
and
Yeah.
that's facts. It's the opposite way. My
Mm-hmm.
perspective is all I do is lose,
Yeah.
and so perspective is big. So you got to face your problems, and face what's in front of you, deal with what's
Yeah.
in front of you, and within that you find ways of coping. You find things that help. You find things that can help you get through. And so yeah, man, that's the first one, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. We feel that, man. We roll with that, man. And yeah, definitely, I agree with that, man. You gotta acknowledge. Like that's something I say when you say face it. You
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
acknowledge it.
yeah.
You gotta be willing to address it, and you gotta be willing to, put the work in to, figure it out, man. It's a battle, man. It ain't, if it's a problem, so it ain't easy. So it ain't gonna go away, easily. So like you said, you gotta face it, to get to it. You gotta go through it, man. So I'm with you on that. The second one, man, I'm gonna say is, hey, get active, man. And I ain't talking about like on the West Coast, like no banging, nothing. We ain't active, not get active
Now you ain't
like
trying to
that, man.
get
I'm
active,
talking
bro. You
about
ain't trying to get
nah,
active out
I'm gonna
here.
say, yeah, get
Yeah,
active, man.
yeah.
So if you in the house or you at work and that's where your stress, or that's where your anxiety stemming from, because you in the house, your kids ain't doing what you want, your wife, your husband, whatever, your job, get away from that, get out of that spot, go take a walk, go to the gym, go outside and get some air, man. Just not stay still, because I don't know too many people. You don't get nothing fixed just sitting there. Whether you just go and just remove yourself from whatever your issues stems from, whatever it is, you want to get yourself out of that place.
Hmm.
So that's what I
Hmm.
mean when I say get active, man. Just move,
Yeah,
man. Move around,
you
man.
gotta move.
Move around. Go call somebody. Go. Like I said, man. And I mean, I don't do that a lot. I think some people can take it when I say get active, like exercise, or some people overdo that. Some people take that and they try to just work their problem away. That ain't probably going to do it, you know what I mean? But it definitely take your mind off it. It definitely it'll help you sleep better. If you was a person that likes to, go running, go jogging, go to the gym, go for a walk, whatever. It's just gonna relax your mind. It's gonna take your mind off of what you got going on. So definitely some type of, some type of motion, man.
Mm-hmm.
Not in the business sense, but just get something going, man. Get out there and move around, right? Especially right now. If it was January, then hey, you might not want to. That that might not help you. But right now, man, it's nice. I mean, it ain't a time of day you can wake up at 5 in the morning. It's nice. At 10 at night, it's nice out here, man. So just get out, man. Like we tell the kids to do that, but get out there,
Yeah.
or either, hey, if your kid's the problem, send them outside, let them get active, send them
Facts.
outside. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Maybe you need some
Yeah.
time to yourself, and ain't nothing wrong with that either. Some people feel
Mm-hmm.
like a break is bad, but shit, everybody need a break, man.
Mm-hmm.
From whatever you do, from your
Mm-hmm.
job, from work,
Mm-hmm.
from your spouse. Hey, everybody, you can't take too much of nothing.
All right.
Too much of anything is bad for you. So,
Mm-hmm.
everybody
Mm-hmm.
got to get a break, man. So that's what I would say would be the second one, man. Is just get active and just get out there and move.
That's solid. That's solid, bro. I don't think there's much more explanation needed for that. And I think a lot of times when we get active, it's excuse me, when our mind is overactive, it's
Mhm.
time to get active, right? And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
just that's always a good way to know when you ain't been moving and your mind is super. It's like a ping ball machine, right? It's just going from issue to issue or thought to thought. It's time
yeah,
to get moving because things are
yeah.
are are
And
doing
before
too
you
much.
go, another thing, when you could say get active, like physically, if you do that all the time, well, you can get active in a different way. You could go get you a book, an audio book.
Hmm. Hmm.
Just get something to occupy
Hmm.
your time,
Hmm.
whatever it
Hmm.
is, physically,
Nah,
whatever
yeah,
it
you're
could
right
be.
though.
Either way, just get busy, in a different way, or get away
Yeah,
from whatever the problem is, and occupy your time different.
yeah, and like we touched on earlier, man, of like escaping through substances, like
Yep.
like being active is a great way to replace the substance.
Yep.
I know this cat that his father actually, and he's one of the parents on my daughter's team, and
Hmm.
he told me that he had a drinking problem years
Yeah.
ago, and he replaced it with running marathons,
Yeah, that's crazy.
bro.
I wish I could do that, man, but I can't do it, dog. But go ahead,
Bro,
bro. I wish that
man,
was something I could do.
listen, dog. He talking about he do 24-hour marathons. Like he doing some
Oh.
like on next level elite. Yeah, facts, right? We at tournaments, right? We
Salute to
out of
him.
town, man. It's 7 in the morning. Brody is just getting it early in the morning at the tournament.
Yeah.
Nah, facts, bro. But he replaced it. He found a way to replace it. He found a way to
Hmm.
manage, that habit. And so sometimes you gotta being active can replace a lot of different behavior, man. That you're
Yeah.
not because what it does is teaches discipline.
Yeah.
So if you can do something that can keep your mind active and keep you making healthy choices, why not? And like you said earlier, active don't always mean working out.
Yeah.
It can be like you said, reading a book. It can be something
Mental
else that you're
activity.
doing, mental activity. And I always look at coping skills through the lens of active and soothing. So if you can look at it from that lens, it can be really helpful. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. All right, man. So jumping into number three, mind your mental intake. And
Yeah.
so, we touched on this a little bit, kind of just talking about, we touched on this a couple pods ago. Like sometimes you gotta be able to be aware of what your intake is, music,
Hmm.
social media, excuse me, uh, people. So a lot of times we don't be realizing sometimes the people we have around us can be negative as hell,
Hmm.
and they are adding a lot of negativity in our lives. So
Yeah.
so you got to be able to watch your mental intake, and so kind of looking at, like we shared earlier, like where you need to unplug from. What do you need to unplug from? Who do you need to
Yeah.
unplug from? And if you're not aware of what your mental intake is, it can have a detriment on you. But on the flip side of that too, it's positive intake. It's allowing yourself to be influenced by things that are positive, whether it's music, whether it's podcasts, whether it's motivational speakers. It's finding someone or something, or finding your own way of finding something positive that you can allow to add value to your life. And it's important to understand that your external world is a reflection of your internal world. And so what you got going on in the inside is really pretty much projected on the outside. It's
Yeah.
like a damn, like you the broadcast station, and this is your TV show, you Truman Show out here,
Yeah.
And so you got to be able to put all of that in perspective and understand that you gotta. It's important to realize what you got going on in your mental, what you got going also on the physical health side too. It's
Yep.
going to reflect on the external side. So whether it's health problems or other issues that you're experiencing. So it's important that you're watching, what your mental intake is, and just being aware of it, and not just falling into this place of being in autopilot. And I say that a lot because a lot of times, we like The Walking Dead, bro.
Yeah.
We out here just glued to devices, glued to things that's unhealthy for us, and we walking dead, like literally, like we're walking to our graves, man, because we're not doing the things to take care of ourselves.
Yep.
That's a hot take,
Yes.
though. I don't know, man. That's a hot take, but it is what it is. You feel me?
Yeah, man. Hey, if it hurts you, if it hurts you, that mean it hits you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When they say
you
hit
feel.
dog holler, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man. If that make you feel some type of way, then you might gotta, might want to check yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely, man. I'm picking all that up, man. I'm rolling with it, man. And these last two, the ones you threw at me, but I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
take the fourth one. And if I ain't hitting it the way you meant it for it to be hit, you let me know, man. But the fourth
You
one,
got
man,
it, bro.
we're gonna go with practice and make sure you practice gratitude, man. And for me, what I'm gonna say with that is, man, is just be appreciative, man. Like we said in the beginning, what you got, you saying you always got. Some people feel like they always lose, or some people feel like, damn, I can't never get a break. But hey, if you feel like that, one thing you can say is you out here, you alive,
Mm-hmm.
you breathing. You know what I'm saying? So I think I said something about him last time. I'm gonna have to tag on this one though. But like my man Ellis, he said, long as you living, you winning. So, and with a song, so he said that. So, hey,
Yeah.
so that's the first thing, man. You out here, you moving,
When you
so be
living, you
appreciative,
winning.
man. We said it
Facts.
another part, maybe last time or the one before, celebrating wins.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
ain't nobody got it. Ain't nobody got it that bad. You know what I mean? Like you got it. You get a W sometime. Everybody get a W
Yeah.
sometimes, man. And like you
Yeah.
said, perspective, man.
Mm-hmm.
Put everything in perspective, man. You could hate your job, but you got one. You know what I mean? You could be upset with your kids, what they doing or not doing. But the alternative is your kids ain't here no more. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Or your spouse or your job. It's always it can always get worse.
Yeah.
You know
Facts.
what I mean? So
Facts.
that's
Yeah.
that's like some people that's, I guess, if you in that bad situation, you're gonna say, well, damn, who wants to find good in when I'm out here at my lowest and you trying to make me find small wins, which I understand that too, man. But we talking about going through a certain time, going through a rough patch, or having, being down, being, depressed, stuff like that. So you got to try to, the goal is to come out of it, is to get out of it. So you don't want to stay, you don't want to go further down. So, like you said, you want to practice gratitude, man. You want to try to find the good in something. You want to try to find, like they say, you want to try to find something, look on the bright side of what's going on, or what your situation is. But yeah, man, practicing gratitude, man, that's important, man. So you want to find, it's always a positive you can take out of damn near anything. And
Mm-hmm.
if you can't take no positive nothing, then when you come with the fifth one, that might be what you might want to
Yeah.
you might want to take the fifth one,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
your that's your that's your last, that'll be your last stop when we get to the last one. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, definitely, like I seen it today. I think I can't remember. The guy said, somebody said, would you take your problems and throw them on the ground and pick somebody else's up? Shit, I wouldn't. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Because not knowing what they are, but you say like,
No
damn, I got
doubt.
my life is this way or that way, man. I can't never get right. I ain't making enough money. You know what I'm saying? They so and so Lionel, he always traveling. I don't never get to go nowhere. Well, hey, you could pick up Lionel. They could pick up your life. They could pick up mine, and then or whoever else's. But they don't know what we got going on. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So you take it.
yeah.
You can roll the dice if you want to, but like when he said that, I was like, nah, I wouldn't. I don't got it that bad. That's the first thing I thought. Like, nah, I'm straight, man. I ain't looking. I ain't looking. I don't like to gamble. Not like that anyway.
I ain't a
You know.
gambling
So
man. Nah, I feel
nah,
that.
nah. I mean, hey, I might be, but not like that. I want to be able to see what I might can win. If I'm
Yeah.
picking up, if I'm putting down what I got going on and pick up somebody else's, I ain't willing to take that. I ain't willing to roll them dice like that. So
Mhm.
I thought that was that made a lot of sense, especially for I think I heard it today, and that's what we end up. We on that today. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was crazy, man. But definitely, yeah, I'm definitely. I think that's important, man. Practicing gratitude, man. Being appreciative, and try to find the positive, and in the negative.
hmm hmm Nah, bro, I love that, man. I mean, that's solid, bro. I mean, if you look at gratitude, it is, man. That's what it is, man. Like gratitude, we don't put that in perspective because like a lot of times we so caught up into the negative of what's going on in our lives. And I like what you said, man. As long as you live and you winning,
Yeah.
and but again, at the same time, you got to see the perspective and you got to see the joy, you got to see the gratitude in living.
Mhm.
And but you got to find something. You got to have something to hang on to.
Yeah.
Whether it's shit, I got all my teeth. If you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
like we
Hey,
talk about
shit.
little, bro.
Some
Like,
people
come
don't.
on
Some
now.
people ain't got it.
Hey, talk about it, bro.
Young,
Talk about
young,
it.
young people,
Yeah,
young
bro.
man, young ladies,
Yo,
young
yo.
man,
I
dog.
was saying, man.
Plenty of money in their pocket, man, and they ain't got,
Bro.
can't smile,
You, s-
can't crack a smile.
yo, ain't that some shit though? You can't smile. So nah, bro. Like it's real deal. It's real deal.
Yeah,
So at the same time, man, you gotta find something, man, that you can grab onto and hold it, bro. Because if this is a cold world, man, my boy J. Cole said it years ago. It's a cold world. Get a blanket. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
a cold
man.
world. So you
Yeah,
got to learn how to find something that you can keep you warm and like, all right, that warms my soul. That keeps
yeah,
me solid. Whether that's your
yeah,
spirituality, whether that's,
yeah,
hey, I ate today, whether that's,
yeah,
the
yeah,
weather was nice today, whether that
yeah,
was shit. I was able to walk, I'm able to talk, I'm able to see, I'm able to
yeah,
hear. You
man.
know what I mean? How much of that we take for granted
A
and we
lot of
don't, you know what I'm saying? Like we don't even put that in perspective.
it. Yeah,
Man, my back don't hurt.
yeah.
You
Hey,
get it, you know what
I'm
I'm
gonna say
saying?
for me, I mean, I think every week, man, we can always go back to a previous week and bring it to whatever we doing at that
Yeah,
time. But
yeah,
for me, man, I was talking about money. How I made a lot of if I made a lot of money, it'd be for my kids, for my family, for them to experience. So for me, what I'm always think about that's going to never let me be rock bottom is with my kids, man, with my
hmm
family. So
hmm
I ain't never gonna be like, damn, I ain't this is fucked up, man. I ain't got it like I want it. Cause shit, they out here to smile and laughing, so I can't let them feel it.
they don't
I
care,
can't let
man.
them. That's the worst thing you can do is make them feel like, damn, we doing that bad,
hmm
or like
hmm
so I might not be able to, you know what I'm saying? So you always gotta, you gotta mask it for them. If
hmm
you don't mask it for yourself, you don't want to mask it for yourself because you want to get yourself some help or whatever you need. But I ain't never going to feel like not be, not show no gratitude, not be appreciative, but not feel like I'm winning as long as they straight. You know what I'm saying? As
hmm
long as they come home, they laughing. You ask them how was it, how was their day? Good. I'm good. We straight. We good. Everything else is secondary.
Nah, facts, bro. It is,
You know what I
man.
mean?
It is. It is. Nah, but
Yeah.
that's healthy perspective,
Yeah,
and
man.
you gotta work on that if you don't have it out there. You gotta work on a healthy perspective, and so yeah, man, you gotta look at it like that sometimes. And I love Lauren Hill, man, and you know what she says, man. Nothing even matters.
Yep.
Nothing even matters, bro.
Hey, they
Yeah.
said today we gotta do it one day, man. Anyway,
Uh,
next week or whenever, we're gonna have top fives of whatever, different things,
all
whatever
right.
it's gonna
All
be.
right. All
So
right.
so Lauren Hill, you seen the
Yeah.
Apple thing, the Apple Music, the
Mm-hmm.
best albums. I think they had like Take Care of like the 47th best album of all time. That's
Okay.
the only one I remember. But Lauryn Hill, the best album, #1 album of all time on
I
Apple.
got it. Yeah.
That's
Nah,
crazy though. I
nah,
didn't even think
one
that.
and only one. And she only did one album, which is a
Yeah,
crime. Which
and
is a
we was talking
crime.
about mental health or people that's gone. They try to make her be twisted with me. So I don't know her, but she definitely had something going on at some point in time. But
Yeah.
so that joint had to be official because they gave her that, and she ain't even she ain't somebody that's mainstream or that
Yeah.
that type of corporation gonna just support just because. So somebody voted on that joint because that
It's
joint
solid,
slap.
bro.
That
No, I
joint
do.
go.
I do, man.
Yeah, but that was crazy. You said that,
Yeah.
and that's #1, man. #1 album,
Yeah.
man, of all time on Apple.
And I don't know if you ever checked out her Unplugged album,
I think so. I think I heard it.
but man, the lyrics on that whole album
Hmm.
is crazy. I mean, she basically explains everything why she ain't in the music game for real.
Yeah,
And so it's
yeah. I
dope.
heard a
It's
little bit
dope.
of it, but I ain't never heard.
Yeah.
I ain't never heard the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, man. So, but yeah, all right, boom. Let's get in number
Yeah, bring us
5,
home,
man.
man. Bring us
Bring us
home,
home,
man.
man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We 5 minutes
at
from
the
the
light.
crib right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we're at
just
the
got off
light.
the exit, man. We just getting off the exit. The Zines, man.
So,
You in the country tonight. You ain't in the city. You
nah, bro.
staying
We in
at
the
mom's
country,
crib
man.
tonight.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
Zions. We're at Zions, man. We almost at the crib, man. We can buy Beach Church Road, man. If you know, you know, right?
Yeah, drop me off though. Before you go to the crib, you gonna drop me off.
Yeah, I got you, bro. So, hey, we just gave y'all 4 things you can do, right? Kind of keep you mentally healthy, right? And
Yeah.
basically, in theory, right? Do it on your own, right? To be
Yeah.
able to do this on your own. But if you're doing these things and you still feel like they can't get right, things still is what they are, go to therapy. That's number 5, right? Go to therapy.
Yeah.
Go to a professional, go to an expert, somebody that's going to give you the tools, somebody that's going to be able to understand you and try to dig a little deeper to why you can't get right. Because it's
Yes,
probably a
sir.
reason, there's a block, there's something there that's keeping you from figuring out why you still having the same issues over and over again. And for those people who maybe have gone to therapy and say, man, that shit didn't work, maybe you didn't have the right therapist. Maybe you didn't find the right fit. And I say that, man, therapy is all about fit for it to work. You know what I mean? You just can't go to somebody's chair that you wouldn't even talk to if you was in Walmart, you know? And I think that's the other part of it. You know, you got to be able to, do I see myself talking to this person outside of this setting? And I think for some people that works, right? Because they want that complete, that different world perspective and vibe. But some people, they need that relatability. And so I encourage people to, go to therapy. Go to therapy. And that way you're basically owning your shit. You know, you're taking care of whatever you got to take care of. And it's a great way to face whatever's in front of you. So that's the keys, man. The 5 keys.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I think they legit, man. I think like you said, they solid, man. You can pick any of them, all of them, and I think you'll be able to, you'll be able to manage, man. You'll be able to keep it in the road, man. And that's what we want to do, man. Like we said, hey, we ain't gonna let a hard time humble us, man. Like we said last week, and ain't everything. It's always gonna be ups and downs, man. But if you can lock in on some of those, or if you got your own vices, your own things you do, whatever works for you, man. But definitely, man, if you using any of that, if you pick up any of that, man, take it with you, man. That it's definitely gonna benefit you. And one thing about it, ain't gonna hurt you. Ain't none of that stuff. Ain't none of them 5 things we talked about tonight. You do any of them, you ain't gonna be worse. You know what I mean? You won't be worse. So, you know what I mean? That's a plus.
Nah, you just gotta trust the process. You gotta trust.
Yep.
I say this, man. A lot of times I've learned people are comfortable in their own suffering, right?
Dang.
And they're afraid of the change. They're afraid on the what the other side could bring because they're not. It's not familiar. And so I'm gonna go with what's familiar sometimes. I'm gonna go what they say. I go with the devil I know.
Yeah.
I know this. I know this situation. I done dealt with this situation for 10, 20 years. I know what this
Yeah.
one gonna give me. I
Yep.
don't know about that. I don't know about that one. I don't know how
Yeah,
that's gonna
man.
treat me. So I think a lot of times we get stuck in that mindset. And
Yeah.
it's sometimes you gotta be open for new things and change.
Yeah.
So
Gotta get uncomfortable, man.
yeah,
And that's
yeah,
bad. That's bad. You saying that people getting comfortable with
mm,
suffering, with
yeah,
with stress. They just like shit. This, hey, I figured this out. I can manage this.
yeah,
It's fucking me up. It's keeping me. I don't sleep good, but I'm straight. I done figured out how to.
yeah,
I keep this. I figure out how to steer this boat, man. So
yeah,
I'll be all right. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So
Nah,
yeah,
think
definitely, that's a
about it,
fact.
bro. No, Harriet Tubman said she would have freed more slaves if they knew they were slaves. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
we gonna close. Hey, I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get out the whip right here, man. I'm gonna
I'll
get
holler
out
at
on
you.
that one,
I'll
man.
holler at you.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'll
get
holler
out,
at
man.
you.
Hey, you hit me when you get home, man. Let me know you made it.
Nah, bro. Yeah,
Yeah, man. We're gonna
yeah,
we're gonna
yeah,
we're gonna
yeah.
we're gonna close the door on that one, man. That's definitely. Hey, shit. We still got some out here right now, man. That don't
Nah,
even
bro.
know, man.
Talk about it.
So
Don't even know it, man.
hey, yeah,
Don't
man.
even
But
know it.
hey.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey, that's gonna do it for us, man. Like we appreciate it, man. Hey,
yeah.
anything you can, whatever you can take from it from the night, take it with you. We appreciate everybody listening, everybody watching. Once again, man, say like it if you like it, subscribe, share it.
Share the wealth. Yeah,
Yeah, man, share it, man. Tell somebody that if you don't need it, somebody else need it. Pass it to them, man. And we just we ain't doing nothing, man. We just in here we just in here chopping it up, man. That's all we doing.
yes, sir.
So yeah, we appreciate everybody checking us out, man. Just another episode, Neighborhood CEOs, man. We catch y'all next time.
All right, peace.
Peace out.